Alice, could I have a word?
Yes, they come in.
Private words.
What is it? I've got these sandwiches to finish.
Sue's just come in.
I thought I heard her. Where is she?
She's gone upstairs without saying a word.
I expect she's gone to feed Lucy.
She was late leaving, now she's back before lunch. I don't understand it.
There's some fresh salmon in the fridge. Is that for more sandwiches?
No, the fresh is for lunch. Sir Hugh St. John's coming over here after the opening.
Oh, nice for Sir Hugh. Champagne, too, eh?
Well, Gerald wanted to be hospitable.
We couldn't very well send him home without a bite of lunch.
Opening fates must be an exhausting business. Perhaps you'd like to open the tins for us as well. I can't find the tin opener.
It's on the wall near the sink.
I'll show you.
No, I'll find it now. I must get on with the doorsteps for the hoi polloi.
Oh, Gerald, what is it? Desmond will be here to collect the sandwiches.
Stop fussing about the sandwiches. Concentrate on giving Sir Hugh a good lunch.
Don't you tell me not to fuss. I've never known you carry on so badly.
I'm just trying to remind you that it is important.
Is that all?
If we can get Sir Hugh in the right mood with good food and wine...
Excuse me.
Here, I might be able to swing a job for Tony. Sir Hugh has influence.
Well, I spent a small fortune on fresh Scotch salmon and asparagus. So if you don't manage to swing it with Sir Hugh, it won't be because I haven't provided a decent meal. Now, will you please let me get on with the refreshments for the face? This lunch with Sir Hugh's a personal matter.
Yes, Alice, come on. I mean, we're absolutely... Oh, now.
Are you going to blow those things up in here?
It's no use. I can't keep anything from you, Dad. You're too smart, too quick.
I'm trying to keep this room ready to entertain Sir Hugh.
Ooh, a few jokes and a song at the piano.
We're planning a buffet lunch, mostly for your benefit. Get on the right side of Sir Hugh and you need have no more worries about the future.
I see. Will it involve grovelling, crawling, sucking up?
After a good lunch and a bottle of Tattinger, he'll be receptive to ideas.
Jobs for the boys.
Exactly. In negotiating, you learn to oil the big wheels before you give them a turn. You're back early.
Finished early.
You were late leaving.
I'm a fast worker.
She's been keeping very peculiar hours ever since she got here.
Well, perhaps she rushed back to see Sir Hugh. Dad, what are you doing?
Well, I thought I'd put this up. If Sir Hugh's going to do anything for you, then it's very important that I should establish who I am.
If you can't establish yourself in person, what good will a photograph do?
It's me with the Marquis of Ryde opening the new wing of the nursing home. Sir Hugh's bound to know Tom.
Tom who?
The Marquis.
So?
I shall just drop his name, casually in conversation.
Well, I suppose if that fails, you can always hit him over the head with a photograph.
Look, I'm not going to him cap in hand, you know, begging for a favour.
Quite. Because if he knew you needed help, he wouldn't raise a finger.
Put this away for me, will you?
Tony, you can put the first lot of sandwiches in the... What are you doing with that?
Hiding it in the kitchen.
What's the idea?
That's just to jog Sir Hugh's memory.
I think it does much for the room.
I'll take it down as soon as he's gone.
A picture of Paul Perro means a lot to me.
It's only a cheap original.
It's Paul Perro, our honeymoon. Or perhaps you don't remember.
My memories of that fortnight don't include a stunted tree and 4 empty lobster pots. Sue.
Yes?
Now, what's going on with you and your job?
My job is my own affair, Dad. And the hours I work are a matter between me and my employers.
Now, Sue, you know that isn't quite the truth.
What do you mean?
You know perfectly well what I mean. Donald told me.
Donald? What has he told you? And what is she telling you that you don't think is quite the truth?
Mum, the first
Quiet,
lot are ready
please.
to go.
Well? Huh?
Sue, are you still working for Chessington Chemicals?
Mind your own business.
Don't you speak like that to your mother. We're going to have this out. See who that is and get rid of them. You say that.
What, is he crying?
All right, give her the bottle and then come straight down.
That'll be for the sandwiches.
Stay where you are.
I think there's someone at the front door.
Thank you, I heard them. You heard what I said?
Yes, whoever it is, get rid of them.
Oh, certainly.
I'm surprised at you. I mean, I always tell you everything. My life is an open book.
I didn't want to say anything to you because I thought it would worry you.
Yes.
First
a
of all, the
family
rent
crisis,
and
you?
contribution to my keep.
Ah, thank you. Well, we're not here to discuss contributions. Welcome though they are in these inflationary times. Put this away. We're here to discuss family honesty and integrity. Sorry. Your mother and I have always been very happy to supply your needs.
What you thought were my needs.
Your mother and I...
Leave Mum out out of it. It was you who wouldn't pay for my dancing lessons.
It wasn't that he wouldn't, Sue. He had Tony's French lessons and Jane's typing. Geoffrey wasn't earning.
You were the youngest. Your turn would have come.
That's just not true. You never took dancing seriously.
I did.
You did, he didn't. He just told me to take up something sensible.
And you took my advice and you got your degree, so what's the problem?
It's not worth anything.
It got you a job straight away.
Yes, but it's finished. So now I've got another job.
There you are, you see.
Dancing.
What do you mean?
Dancing. I've got a job dancing.
What kind of dancing?
Exotic dancing.
What kind of exotic?
Oh, come on, Dad. You're a businessman. You know what exotic means in polite business circles. Names, clubs, conferences. I'm a Seater Lucy. High-class stuff, of course. Nothing crude.
That explains Dolores, Jacqueline and Suzanne.
What?
Well, they rang up once and asked for her. Well, they couldn't call her Sue, I suppose. Not exotic enough.
She'd never do such a thing. She's just saying this to hurt me, would she?
Oh, dancing. She's always loved it.
Exotic dancing. You know what that means, don't you? Nude, except for a few beads. Striptease.
Striptease?
She's picked a fine moment to tell me with Sir Hugh coming to lunch.
Can't believe it. I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything until after he's gone.
What's he got to do with it?
Nothing, but he's hardly likely to give Tony a job if he finds out his sister's a stripper.
A stripper?
Shut up, will you?
Oh, Alice, Gerald. Everything all right now? I'm afraid we have another minor crisis in the kitchen. Little Mandy's crying.
What's happened?
Well, she doesn't want her piggy to be raffled.
Her piggy?
He's the first prize.
But he's a pet. He belongs to my kids.
That's not strictly true, Tony. He was a present to your mother and me. Your kids very kindly looked after it, and now we have donated him to this worthy cause.
I reckon that's really mean, excuse me.
To give something is mean.
Well, no wonder Mandy's upset.
Now, just leave this to me, Tony. I can't have Mandy causing trouble when Sir Hugh's here. Now, look, go in there, tell her that I'm coming in to explain. Give her a balloon.
They're 10p.
Give her 2.
Ruby told me there was some family problem. Would you like me to deal with it?
There's no problem. We are a devoted family. We all agree to disagree, don't we, dear?
Yes, sometimes that's all we agree about.
We are very, very fortunate. Our daughter's got a degree in biochemistry.
Well, congratulations. What an achievement.
She got it 3 years ago.
Oh, I see.
Well, I just thought I'd mention it in case her name happens to crop up in conversation. Give Desmond a glass of sherry, and I'll put little Mandy's mind at rest.
Desmond?
Where's little Mandy?
She's through there, Gerald, with Tony.
Cry now, do we?
Well, now, what's the trouble, little girl?
I don't want our piggy to be a prize in the raffle.
No. But you see, it is in aid of the church. The roof's leaking.
Not all the time.
Oh, she's got a point there. People should think of a church service like they do a cricket match. If it's raining, stay at home.
Point is, Piggy is lonely here on his own.
Is he really?
Stands to reason.
Well, can we get another piggy then?
That's logical.
Your daddy's always been a rascal. Would you like him to go and get you a sandwich?
No, I want my piggy.
Of course you do. You're very fond of animals, aren't you, Mandy?
Especially piggies.
Do you like piggies more than ponies?
Ponies. I suppose I like ponies best, but I don't have a pony.
Gay Potter's got 2 little ponies, and she's bringing them over this afternoon to the fete. 20p a ride. The trouble is she can't lead 2 little ponies by herself. She needs someone to help her.
Oh, I could help. Please, Grandpa, please let me.
What does Daddy have to say?
Congratulations.
Can she?
Please.
Yes, all right. Come on. There you go. There you go. Be careful.
She's left her balloons behind.
Oh, would you like your 10p back?
I'd like you to smarten yourself up before Sir Hugh gets here.
I'm wearing my casual gear because you told me to drop in casually.
This could be a big chance for you and Sue. Sir Hugh will have opportunities for both of you.
Do you think there's a position for a stripper in his works canteen?
Put that right out of your mind. And don't mention your divorce or the fact that you're unemployed. Keep Mandy well out of the way, and don't say anything about living on a boat.
Oh, I get it. In other words, you want me to present myself as a perfectly normal human being?
Yes.
Sue, can't imagine you doing it.
You get used to it very quickly. You forget about the men watching and you think about other things.
What kind of men are they?
Respectable. Sexually immature, of course. Insecure with women who aren't reassuring stereotypes. All kinds of men. Lots of them remind me of Dad.
You detest that sort of thing. Now, when we're in London, he'll cross the street to avoid taking me past a sex shop.
I bet he doesn't when he's on his own.
I don't believe that.
Anyway, the sort of shows we put on aren't dirty Macintosh affairs. They're more expensive, for one thing. That suits me very nicely at the moment.
If I thought he'd ever been to one, I'd never feel the same way about him again.
I'm just off to pick him up now.
Gerald? About this job of Sue's.
I've been thinking about that. It'll be perfectly all right for her to drop in for coffee at the same time as Tony. We'll bring up her degree. But don't mention the baby. In fact, we could get Ruby to take it off the premises for a walk somewhere, anywhere.
Yes, we'll ask her. I want to ask you something.
I'll attend to the wine and the brandy after.
Get the damned lunch!
Alice, what's up?
Have you ever watched girls taking their clothes off?
I'm not a peeping Tom, if that's what you mean.
Exotic dancing, striptease. Have you ever seen any?
I've always said it's degrading.
Yes or no, Gerald?
It's an occupational hazard, a business life.
So you have. You have sat and watched young girls taking their clothes off for money.
Not exactly.
I can't be meaning not exactly, Gerald. Either you have or you haven't.
Well, I can't be a prude. When the company has a party or a conference for salesmen, visiting firemen, I'm often under an obligation.
And what do you mean by not exactly?
I close my eyes a lot of the time.
And open them a lot of the time.
Well, it is a fact of life. Anyway, the girls who do it are no better than they should be.
Like your own daughter? Gerald, I'm shocked.
Now, Alice.
Oh, keep away from me. Don't touch me.
Look, I'm not the one who's stripping. I'm not doing exotic dancing.
It reminds me of something that happened in Polperro.
I'll put the picture back if you like.
Don't bother. I remember our first night together.
So do I.
I can remember how considerate you were, turning your back while I was undressing. I thought it was so sensitive. Then I caught sight of you out of the corner of my eye, watching me in the mirror.
Very good. Well, help yourself to a cigar.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you
I'll
very
attend to the coffee.
Thank you.
Where's that brandy we had at Christmas? A nice lunch. You were very quiet.
Yes.
You hardly spoke.
I'm a bit off, men.
Oh, well, you don't have to talk. Just as long as you're there.
Boring, really. Sitting there, imagining the two of you undressing me mentally. Of course, I exclude Desmond. I don't suppose vicars go to stag parties.
Do you want Tony to get this job or not?
Well, I suppose.
And possibly Sue as well? In which case, come in, give us a few minutes of the charming hostess, and then you can leave.
Why? You going to tell dirty jokes?
I've got one of the cleanest minds I know. But if you're going to make remarks
It's
like
the
that...
best fate ever, but we need some more sandwiches.
Well, I'm just going to take the coffee
I'll
in.
take the coffee. Give Ruby bread, butter, whatever it is, and then come on in.
I'd no idea Gerald could be so masterful. My husband would never speak to me like that.
Croydon, you say?
Yes, that's Tom opening the new wing of the nursing home.
Tom?
The Marquis of Ryde.
That's him? What a shocker. Is he out of jail?
Jail?
Or was that his brother? Oh, crooks, you know, the whole family. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Is he a chum of yours, Harold?
Gerald. But then Gerald's very loath to think ill of anyone, and he's a tower of strength at the church.
Yes, yes. Well, I suppose a man must have a hobby.
Cognac?
Thank you very much, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, on second hand, I must dash.
Why don't you go to stay and meet Tony?
I see you've all helped yourselves to coffee.
Delightful lunch, dear lady.
Thank you.
I'm afraid I must dash.
Oh.
Where's Tony? He was supposed to be joining us for coffee. Oh, well, I expect he's got his head buried in a technical journal somewhere.
Please ignore me.
Not damn likely. Who are we here?
Oh, Sue, this is Sir Hugh St. John, our daughter.
The biochemist of the family.
Fascinating. May
May we ask you to join us for coffee?
That was the idea.
Capital.
I'm sorry, I'm in rather a hurry. I'm expecting a lift.
Lift? Then perhaps I could oblige. Where's she going?
I don't think it'll be on your way.
I'm always prepared to make a detour for a charming passenger.
I don't expect she wants anyone to know where she's going.
A secret tryste. Ah, youth, youth.
Give me a call when you hear the car.
I'm Max Van Dam. I'm looking for the residence of Suzanne.
Well, yes, she lives here. I'm her brother, Tony.
Oh!
She's upstairs, I expect, but if you'd like to hang on, I'll tell her you're here.
Yeah, well, that's extremely kind of you. You know, Suzanne went to the wrong venue this morning. It was just as easy for us to pick her up for the engagement this afternoon. Hey, girls, this is Suzanne's brother, Toby.
Tony.
What?
Tony.
Tony, you know, these are two of my stars. They're artists.
Hello.
They give the light to the idea that stripping is just a matter of taking your clothes off. All right, girls, come out and stretch your legs. Sam, stay there.
Would you like to wait?
Where?
There.
Believe me, I'd love to stay, but it's an absolute impossibility.
Well, I'll tell Sue you're here.
Oh, thank you, Toby. Tony, thank you. Oh, good afternoon, everybody. I am Max Van Dam, Suzanne's doting employer, and these are two of my other stars. This is Dolores, and this is Jacqueline.
Dolores, how are you? Hello.
Hey, that's quite an outfit. You know, we all need a laugh in times like these.
Are you part of a show?
Hurry up.
All right, I'm being as quick as I can. What the hell did you invite them in for?
I didn't. They just sort of followed me.
Where's Dad?
Downstairs, having a stroke, I expect.
Well, if he can get me a better paid job, let him. In the meantime, he's just going to have to put up with it. Here.
Thanks.
Right, I'm nearly ready. There, my sweet.
Come on.
Right, so this girl, Veronica, she's got this jewel in her navel, huh? Pops out into the audience. Ah, but she does it on purpose. She's got wonderful muscular control. What? So anyway, she pops the jewel out in the audience. She gets a punter to put it back in for her. Always goes down very well. One night, there's a guy sitting in the front row with a glass eye. She pumps the jewel out onto his lap. Now, nobody had seen him taking the glass eye out.
Come on, Max.
Before you can say, what? Yeah, listen, I have to tell you another time. All right, just see the girls, they're bullying me. Just a minute, sweetheart. Look, in case you need our type of entertainment for any one of your functions. Listen, we do churches, synagogues, temples, you name it, we got it. Belly dances, the lot. Hey, just a minute. Listen, don't think we neglect the ladies either, madam. For them, we have very tasteful male strippers. Muscular, but fun-loving.
Max!
All right, listen, here, take a card. If I'm out, just leave a message on the answer phone. I'll send you a brochure in a plain wrapper. All right, girls, come on, let's go. Come on. Hey, what time is it? My God, it's nearly 3 o'clock.
Amusing fellow. Enterprising, isn't he? I say, do you mind if I take a note of his name?
Oh, certainly.
Tony. Come and meet Sir Hugh. This is the son I was telling you about.
Oh, hello. You must come down to the factory and see me sometime.
Where is it?
Rotherham. Mind you, we're cutting down on the workforce, you know. Rationalizing, we're weeding out.
Fortunately, there is always room at the top.
That is where I am. Sorry, Tony.
I understand. But it's been a great pleasure to meet you, and we're very grateful to you for opening the fete. It's been super.
That's Tony all over. Whenever he does anything, he puts his heart and soul into it.
Well done.
Well, I expect you know that it's a tradition for the celebrity who performs the opening ceremony always to make a contribution equal to that of the takings. Doubles them, in other words. Are you going to wait for the final result, or would you like the vicar to pick it up tomorrow?
Ask Desmond to call. More expensive lunch than I expected.
Here we are. Oh. No, Tony should have cooperated. He did everything wrong.
Desmond didn't think so. Unlike other people, Tony didn't forget the fete was for charity.
Tony is a charity, entirely dependent on my contributions.
Sometime we can have a fete in aid of you.
Here we are. There. That's better. Mm-hmm. Do we have any other souvenirs of that happy time?
Only Geoffrey.
You know, I've been thinking about what you said earlier about me looking at you in the mirror.
Hmm?
I wasn't really being sly.
No?
I was looking to see if you could see me, because I wanted to get undressed myself.
Gerald. Never thought of that.
I'm glad we've got that sorted out.
After 30 years.
Ready?
Been a tiring day.
Yes.
Wait till we get upstairs.
I'm only trying to say I'm sorry.